Hi there, Steve Kaufman here. I want to sort of update you on what I've been doing with my Arabic. I sort of started really into it yesterday. Looked at the alphabet before, and I have to admit that the alphabet sort of intimidated me because it's cursive, so most of the letters are always connecting. And the letters, of course, they go from right to left, which is not a major problem, but they have a different form at the beginning, at the middle, at the end, and stand alone. So all of that is confusing. And so I've been trying to learn the letters, but at the same time, when I see a word, I don't no longer know what the letters are that were there. And I was sort of looking for something that would help me break down, like which, once they're caught in the middle of the word, which letters am I in fact looking at? So that was one issue because, again, so I'm going to start learning Arabic. I've been Googling to get some help. There was a long article there by Benny about how he suggests just going, based on phonetic, romanization first and then going into the script. I don't want to do that because I'm not going to be able to speak to so many people here, but I want to get to where I can read. And if I can read, then I can use LingQ so that I can listen to the audio and read the text. Still, I'm not entirely sure whether I'm going to be doing Egyptian Arabic or whatever kind of Arabic, modern standard Arabic. I'm not too concerned about that. In other languages, I can handle different pronunciation, even, Portuguese, Spanish, a lot of the words are the same. It's not something that I worry about right now. My main concern right now is to get to where I can read the alphabet when it's actually in script form. And I want to get some good content. So, I'll also say that I think I'm going to start maintaining a sort of a diary of my Arabic learning experience. And I think I'm going to write it up on our forum at LingQ so that other people can participate with their own experience of learning Arabic. I may also talk about it a little bit at my blog. And of course, I'm going to talk about it here at my YouTube channel. So I start exploring. The first thing I discover is that a lot of the content that we have at LingQ is not very good. And that is the sound quality. The audio quality is not very good. Audio quality is very, very important. So we have our collaborator, colleague in Serbia, Zoran. And so I've asked him to go to Upwork, which is an outsourcing website, and find people whom we will pay to record high quality material, such as our mini stories in Arabic, so that we get a good quality of sound. I think that's extremely important. So that, as soon as we have that, we'll be putting it into our LingQ library and people can access it. So then I went looking for what was available on the internet. Unfortunately, a lot of the stuff that is made available, I looked up sort of easy readers and things of that nature. Most of the easy readers are children's stories. I have zero interest in reading children's stories. And from my experience, children's stories contain a lot of vocabulary that is not very interesting to me. And of course, the content is not very interesting to me. However, I did find two easy readers. One is called, and I'm going to list these on the forum at LingQ. I found them on Amazon. Again, I Googled something like Easy Reader or Amazon Easy Reader. One is called a First Reader and the other is an Easy Reader in Arabic. One of them has audio. And again, this is the way they do it is quite clever. The audio is available free and you buy the PDF. Perfect. I'm happy to pay for a PDF, which I can import into LingQ. And I didn't pay for the audio, but they give you the audio. You can download it for free. So many of the systems that are sold at Amazon, you have to buy a CD. In today's day and age, if I want my audio, I don't want to wait for a CD to arrive. I just want to be able to download it. Happy to pay for it. So I do have that in the background, but the problem is I still can't read because I've gone through the alphabet many times now, but I have trouble sorting out the letters when they're inside the word. So I went and either downloaded free or paid for a number of apps on my iPhone, iPad, and I'm going to show you some some shots of what I think is the best one. The problem, and it's an alphabet, I found it in French, Alphabet Arabe. I don't know what it's called because when I look at it on my iPad, it doesn't give its name. But I'm going to show you some screenshots of some of the things that it does. It's very good. It walks you through all of the letters. It shows the different forms of the letters. It then has a bunch of words that are pronounced and then written. But even with all of that, I still had trouble. I couldn't really see how these letters were transformed inside the word. So then I discovered something really useful. It is the LexiLogos Arabic keyboard. And I'll put a little link in the description box. And with that, and I'll show you a screenshot of what I'm doing. And with that, I get my, on my iPad, I get the, this is like a lion, and it is
Alif, Asad.
So it's Alif is the letter, and Asad is presumably lion. And at first I couldn't figure out, you can't really see this with the glare, but I couldn't figure out what was inside that. But by, trial and error on my LexiLogos keypad, I was able to recreate what I saw here. And I do it for all the different animals. And so pretty soon I had about 7 or 8 animals and apples and whatever on here. They even give you a little Google so you can search. So I didn't know what that was for. I Googled, and all of a sudden I got some scenes of deserts and animals and stuff. Not very relevant. If I were to write something in Arabic that was relevant, I could Google and find stuff. So my strategy right now is to get to where I can read. And so I'm going to continue using my, app here on my iPad, together with LexiLogos, writing things, mostly words that I see, so that I can get a sense of how the letters work. Once I have a better sense of this, then I'm going to listen to my easy Arabic stories on link, read them, save them, and hopefully by that time I'll actually be able to read the individual letters within these words that I'm saving on link, and I'll be listening to these stories. And by that time, hopefully, Zoran will have found someone that we're going to pay to record and create some good content in Arabic for Link, so that I can move from my easy Arabic stories that I'm hopefully starting to sort through at Link, move into this other content, and I will gradually continue doing that. And at some point, I'll refer to some grammar reference to get some refinement on what I am listening to and reading. So there you have it. That's a first report on my Arabic learning experience. I should say that I have no doubt in my mind that all of the difficulties I have, I will overcome them. Even now, the alphabet is much more familiar to me than it was. And as long as I keep putting in the time, using LexiLogos keyboard, listening to stories, reading stories, eventually consulting some grammar, forgetting the explanations. If I just keep at it, eventually the brain will start to get used to Arabic. Hi there, I just wanted to add to my video of yesterday. This is already the next day. I said that the audio quality of our material in the Link library wasn't very good. I should correct that a little bit. The items that I went to, which were the items that I was familiar with in other languages, like Who Is She and these other stories, the audio quality wasn't good. But by following on our feed, where I'm able to see what other people are studying and what other people like, I found a course that's actually very good in terms of its audio quality, and it's called Let's Learn Arabic. And there's another one called Conversations or Easy Arabic or something. I'd have to get my glasses on here. And it's also has good step-by-step, it's called. So there are, and I'm going to work on this Let's Learn Arabic. It looks really quite good. And we'll see how far that takes me. We are going to continue to produce As I said earlier in the video, that we are going to create more content with good audio. It's interesting too that the other thing, I'm going to share with you my experience. So one of the difficulties I had initially was, as I used my LexiLogos typewriter to try and recreate the words that I'm reading in these texts, and of course listening to them in text-to-speech as kind of a hint as to how to write them, that I need to refer to a table where all 4 forms of the Arabic letter are available to me, because I have to try and guess at what these letters are. It's surprising that the vast majority of tables that you can print from the internet on the Arabic letters only give you the sort of standalone form, and rarely do the letters appear in the standalone form. So fortunately, I was able to find a nice printable table with all the forms, and on our format link, I'm going to put up these links if any of you are interested. But I just wanted to add that if you're looking for material at Link, sometimes if you search in the library, you won't get stuff that's good. If you follow the feed and look at what other people are studying, you can sometimes find better material. That's all I wanted to say. Enjoy any of you studying Arabic. I look forward to hearing from you. Bye for now.